I'm Rob.
And I'm Louie.
And this is Ancient Dungeon VR Review
by Barefoot Gaming.
Louie, done any spelunking lately?
I'm a spelunker to the max, dude.
We're gonna stick with that?
No, definitely not. I couldn't if I wanted to. This game is all about exploring dungeons and fighting the creatures within. What do you do, Rob?
You explore dungeons and you fight the creatures within. That's how I would say.
Good.
The concept is every time you go into the dungeon, it's set up differently. So it's randomized. The boss on the first level, I think, will always be the same.
Yep.
Boss on the second level will always be the same. But it's kind of designed in such a way that you're gonna keep playing and keep playing and keep playing and then trying to get better stuff and keep pushing through until you make it through to the second level. And then in between
you can go over and find certain things in the main area, and then when you're ready, jump back into the game.
And then pop to the next level, right? Again, assuming you survive the first.
Yes. And there's a nice little counter on the wall that says how many adventurers have entered and how many have come back, and so far ours is a pretty dismal performance on that wall.
It's definitely balanced more one way than the other.
Yes.
Graphics. How would you say this looks?
I would say it's definitely Minecrafty to the max.
It is very Minecrafty in the sense that everything is super blocky. Now online, I was reading a bunch of people comparing this to The Binding of Isaac. I guess in the sense that it is very pixelated, and it is very pixelated, but Minecraft did keep coming to mind, even though it isn't exactly like your hands aren't as detailed.
Nope.
And the monsters, like the voices are actually pretty cool. Like when the zombies come shambling at you, it sounds really neat.
But you know, when you look at the structure around you, the big mossy cobblestone wall, if you will, it does reminisce a certain pixelated game.
Absolutely. Now you start with a sword, but you can upgrade what kind of damage you can do.
Yep.
Plus you can eventually unlock a crossbow as well. So.
Yes, as well as the throwing knife that's always your little sidearm.
Now aside from that, I'm going to say that this has 2 modes of locomotion, smooth and teleport. So that's always a plus to increase the player base that can actually play. Let's talk about the price, and then let's talk about pros and cons.
I don't remember the price, Rob.
So this game goes for around $20 US, 23 Canadian. Pros, cons, Louie, do you recommend this? Go.
I would recommend this, but with a couple notes. I mean, it is good gameplay. It is nice and fun to attack. The game doesn't seem to be very buggy, especially for its early access state. But I guess my one note would be that, you know, it's the same thing over and over and over. What about you, Rob?
What about me?
Can't leave you waiting forever. Pros and cons.
Apparently you can. Okay, so pros, I actually thought the graphics were cute. I thought the fact that the monsters moved around, like the way they did with the noise, the things are constantly shooting at you, that they're spawning out in the distance. You can I like the fact that the bats are coming at you above and you actually have to move around. There's traps that you have to watch out for that'll spring out of the floor or will shoot arrows at you. There's a lot to like in the game. For me, I found it kind of too repetitive. It did what it did well. I just wasn't really invested to keep going back in. So it's fun to play a couple times over. For me, that was enough. So do I recommend it? It's sitting kind of right in the 50-50 zone. Like, I could see a lot of people having fun with this.
Yep.
But yeah, both Louie and myself got tired of this game really, really quickly.
And I like grinding type games, which is what this is. It's a game where you repeat the same circle over and over and over again, and usually that's my thing. But this time it didn't really hit that spot for me.
Which is weird, because the climbing is done well. The throwing, like your knife will drop as it goes.
There are so many games where the climbing is so glitchy. In this one, it's solid.
Or the throwing. Sam and Max had the worst throwing mechanic of any game I could possibly think of. And this one was like, it's so nice. But it wasn't enough. Like, all the features worked well. So good job on that.
Yeah.
The game isn't interesting enough, even though like at one point we were like, oh, there's a door. First time you run into it, and it's like, oh, there's a shop inside the dungeon. That's cool.
Yep.
After going through it a bunch of times, I'm like, I don't really care what's in the second level. I don't really care what's in the third. It might be up your alley, but both of us are kind of sitting at 50-50.
Yep.
Maybe this is what you like, maybe it isn't. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment. If you have questions about this game or anything else that we do, let us know, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. Thank you so much for watching. What are you going to say?
I was going to say Vive, but
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Bye.